Welcome to Study Time, a televised home learning program produced by Rwanda Basic Education Board.
Hello, Senior 6 students. How are you, dear friends of mine? For me, I'm fine. How are you too? Now, I just want to welcome you in Senior 6 Entrepreneurship, okay? Of course, I am teacher Jean Damascene. Okay, students? Now, as you can see what I have prepared for you here on our beautiful chalkboard here, you see that we are discussing Unit 11, which states work safety and health. Okay, it is work safety and health. Okay, that is our unity for today that we are going to discuss about. Okay, of course, dear students, today we are dealing with lesson 1. The lesson 1 says the safety and health at work. Okay, that is safety and health at work. Okay, but dear students, when somebody says safety, of course there you understand the adjective to safe. Okay, the verb is to be safe. Okay, safety. What do you understand by the term safety? Okay, is there any similarity or the link between safety or to be safe with to be healthy so that you become more healthy? Okay, so by now I just want you that at the end of this lesson, at the end of this presentation, of course, I expect from you to achieve this simple objective because it is our habit of working day by day with objective. Okay, so when we reach at the end of this lesson, when you will be able to explain the positive safety and healthy practice. Okay, those are the practices that somebody can do so that he become healthy and safe, especially at work. Okay, to be more successful at your work, what are the practices that you can do so that you be more efficient at your work? To be comfortable at work. All those practices are the one that we are going to discuss about so that anybody at his or her own work, he work accordingly depending on the health, okay, the living standard, the hygiene, okay. They are all in what we call now the safety and healthy at work, okay. Now, dear students, though we are talking about this, when we reach to the end of this presentation, and when you will be able to explain these kind of practices in which the people do to be more efficient, to be more successful at work, so you too, you will be more successful in our lesson for today. Okay, so most of you, we prepare for you not only to go out to working for anybody, but we also prepare you for going out and you sometime work for yourself. You can also work in a certain organization, but your well-being of being there, it is now in the safety and health at work. Very soon you will go out after your senior 6, so you will be to the market where you can work in different areas. So that's why in this unity we try our level best to give you some guidelines which will guide you in your vacant. Okay, of course there is a time where you will leave the school and you go to the ordinary life. There, now you will be taken as mature people. Some companies or organizations or institutions will be hiring you. Okay? So that's why we train you how you will behave when you reach at your work. Okay? So, dear students, allow me to take this time to welcome you all in this presentation, and I wish we are going to have the joyful moment with you. Okay? So, stay in touch now. Dear students, as we can read it together there is the safety and health at work. Okay? Now, we are dealing with the positive health and safety practices in which people can make or can practice so that they become more safe and healthy at work. Okay? So, let us read it together. That is now to introduce for you what are the basic skills in which anybody should possess so that he become more successful at work. Okay? Normally, we are talking about the biological functioning of our body. Okay? Now, the workplace health and safety, which is WHS, is concerned with protecting the health and safety of all stakeholders in the workplace from exposure to hazards and risks, okay, resulting from work activities. The health and safety is important because it protects the well-being of employees, the visitors who can visit the working place, the customers who always come towards the business or who always come to our workplace, and also the work premises, the products that can be produced in that area, the environment in general. Okay? Do you understand this? That is the main concern of safety and health at work. That is the main objective, that is the main ambition of this unity. Okay? It's just helping all stakeholders in the workplace from exposure to hazards. These hazards are the limitations or the disadvantages, okay? So the hazards, nobody can plan for hazards, but they come haphazardly. So you can see the hazards can intervene or has intervened in your workplace, but you have never planned for it. Now, to prevent or to protect your employees, your visitors, the customers, the work premise, the products, and the environment, of course, you should have the skills of safety and health of work. Okay? When you are at work and you don't have this kind of skills, I don't know whether any employee or any customer who may come toward your business, in case he found himself in a hazard, how will you help him? What are the advice? Assume you are the manager of a certain business. Okay? Let us take an example that you are human resource there. Okay? Now, what are the advices that will advise your employees, your workmate, so that they become more biological functioning, more physical functioning, psychological, and what? Okay? All these advice, it's better for you to have them, some basic skills on them, so when you reach at work, you will be now able to advise the people how they can take care of themselves so that they give the good productivity. Okay? So now, best practice in organizations, therefore, believe that workplace or the health and safety has this importance that I'm going to read for you. Okay? The importance number one, it helps to demonstrate to all stakeholders that a business is socially responsible. Okay? So they are responsible with any risk or any hazard. Okay? In case there is an accident at work, they are responsible. They are the one to take care of you because the accident has happened in the workplace. Okay? It also protects and enhances an organization's reputation or the reputation and the credibility. Okay? That is, when we are talking about the reputation, it's how you can build your name so that it becomes stronger and to be credible. Okay? So it helps to maximize the performance and or the productivity of employees. Okay? There is a saying that a good soul lives in a good life. Okay? When your life is not functioning well, of course, we will doubt on your productivity. Okay? A normal person, when he is working, is different from somebody who is not normal. Either he is sick, either the body is not functioning well due to different causes. Okay? So your production will be different to the one who is normal. Okay? So that's why to give the good productivity or the production, you have to be safe and healthy. Okay? When I talk of health, we shall see the definition of health, the definition of safety. So we shall see as it is in our unity. Okay? Now, let us now read the positive health and safety practice. We are still reading them. It also enhances employees' commitment to team or organization as a whole. Okay? When the employees, the people who work there, when they see that they are somehow taken care, when they see that they are taken as important people, of course, they become more committed. Okay? So they engage themselves to work so that they give a good production. Okay? It also builds a more competent, a happier and a healthier workforce. Of course, it is understandable there. When you are healthy, nothing can stop you to be competent. Nothing can stop you to be happy. Nothing can also stop you to be healthy. Okay? It reduces the business's cost and disruption. Okay? This unexplainable or unidentifiable costs, these costs which you have not planned, of course, they will be reduced because this positive health and safety practice has been taken into account. Okay? It enables the organization to meet customers. Okay? That's why we say these expectations, and it also encourages the workforce in general to stay longer in active life. Okay? This workforce, they can stay longer because their life has been protected. It is understandable. It also, it protecting now staff from. These health and safety practices, what are they protect the staff from? It protects the staff from back pain and other musculoskeletal disorders. Okay? So when we talk about this back pain and the musculoskeletal disorders, by that time, most of the keyword, what I can take as a keyword is just the physical exercises. Okay? So, again, this safety and health at work when it is done accordingly, the injuries from what? The injuries from slips and trips, they will be protected from the staff. The falls from heights, also the staff will be protected from them because the practices has been implemented. Okay? The accidents, those accidents involving like the vehicles, especially those vehicles of which are used at work. Okay? So there are some measures that have been taken. When somebody falls in a certain accident, what are the measures to take care about that somebody who has got that kind of problem? Okay. The ashes, the pains, and the strain from using the display screen and the equipment, when these measures are taken accordingly, the staff will not face such kind of problem. Okay. The effects of noise and vibration, the measures has been set. So no need for this according to the measures that have been taken. In case it happens, there is a way of handling this kind of problem. Okay. There is also the work-related skin diseases and so on. So we were talking about these measures or practices that can be taken so that somebody at work feel comfortable. Okay. We have seen one for employees and another one for the customers. Okay. But now, when I say about this work safety and health, it saves, according to this, it saves insurance and legal costs. Okay? A good work safety and health, it can reduce what we call the insurance premiums as well as the cost of accidents that are not covered by your insurance. There are some accidents, the accidents which cannot be covered by your insurance that you have paid. Okay? So they are the one to recover such kind of pay. Okay? That premiums or that insurance which cannot pay you, suppose you have been sick and you fail to pay so. Okay? The production delays or repairs to plant or equipment. Okay? So, now dear students, as we are dealing with this work safety and health, so we are going to enter now in deep what are the health habits in which the people can maintain. So that's what I want you to just brainstorm on it. So let us say that, of course, we are dealing with the work safety. This is the work safety and health. And health. Okay. In the work safety and health, let us start from now the health habits. Okay. These health habits at work, let us see those health habits in which people can maintain so that they become more successful at work. Okay. I have a simple, I can call it a chart, which is there on our screen. There is the healthy habits. Okay. So let us read it together. It's just an observation related to the health habits according to the image or the chart that we have on our screen. Okay. If you try to observe well, you can see there is somebody who is doing like a sport but he is riding that kind of bicycle. I can see another person who is sleeping. I can see another one who is washing the hands with soap. I can see also another person, he's buckling up every time he rides, either with seat belt or a boost or seat. Okay. There is also another one. He's saying that I will avoid cigarettes, alcohols, and drugs. Okay. It won't cost you any money. It won't cost you any time. It won't cost you any energy. Okay. But there is also another one who is saying, I will cover my mouth when I sneeze or cough. I will close only at crosswalks. Okay. If you try to see this, of course, the people are preventing themselves from unplanned accidents, unplanned working, because if you don't rest, if you don't sleep, I don't know if you will work accordingly. If you don't do some physical exercises, most of them, they reduces stress in your mind. Okay. You can also see we are still discussing about the health habits. Okay. There is exercise regularly, eat nutritious food, get at least 8 hours of sleep each night, wash your hands with soap, make good choice, visit health professionals regularly, practice good hygiene. You wear protective gear while playing sports. Okay. Some of these are preventing from accident. Some are preventing from the stresses or anything which can disturb and interrupt the mind. So they are all combined in what we call body functioning. Okay. Now, a health habit is any behavior that benefits physically, mentally, and emotional health. These habits improve overall well-being and make you feel good. The health habits, it include but not limited to eating well, exercising, getting enough rest, and avoiding harmful substances. Okay, that's why when we are talking about the health habits, we have what we call you get enough sleep. Okay, that is one practice that you can do to prevent yourself from any disruptive. Okay, get enough. You get enough sleep. Remember, we have said that take at least 8 hours to sleep, to rest, okay? Because when you take your time to sleep, of course, you will be a healthy person and you will need to consistently get enough sleep, okay? Now, another practice, you have to manage stress. Okay? You have to manage stress. To manage stress, how the stress can be managed. This stress, remember that they can affect your mood and your physical health. That's where you will see that somebody is 30 years old, but the appearance is like somebody who is 60 years old. Okay? You have also to find the time to relax. Okay? You find the time to do what? To relax. Okay? Just take the time you enjoy, you overcome the stresses, and you feel now comfortable. Okay? You have also to meditate. You have to do meditation. Okay? You meditate once a day. Okay? Once a day. This is where you take your time and you meditate on different issues or the problems. Okay? So, according to this, when I say meditate once a day, The meditation, they may help you manage pain, okay? It reduces the blood pressure. There is a time where the blood moves at high speed, which is not good, okay? So when you do the meditation, remember, mostly the people like the self-meditation, where they go and sit somewhere. Now, it's like it's a conversation between the brain of somebody with the individual at large, okay? So you talk to your mind. You turn all things that has happened, what can be the solution if it was the problem. So by there, you are reducing what we call the blood pressure. You improve the symptoms of depression and anxiety, okay? When you don't take this time to do meditation, there is where the depression, the depression, it comes and you get disrupted in your mind. So there, it will be very hard for you to give the good production at work, okay? All these health habits or the health habits that we are talking about, it is better to know them because next time after your studies, you will be at work working, okay? If you don't follow this kind of guidelines, my friend, at work, your production will be low, okay? So, but when you do like this meditation, at least once a day, you can cope with the daily stress, okay? Either the stress that you encountered in the morning, you can cope with them and you become more successful, okay? So, dear students, let us stop by here, okay? But the unity is still processing. What was our intention for today? It's just knowing these health habits that can be maintained so that you become more successful at work. You see here we have said like 4, but don't forget those of eating the balanced diet, those of doing the physical exercises, meaning the list is not exhaustive, okay? So you can even add yourselves depending on the things which make you being harmony, okay? So, before we conclude, I have prepared for you an exercise or a homework or an activity, but I just want you to see I have only 2 questions there. What do you understand by these terms? A, the health habits. B, safety work. How can somebody be safe at work? Now, the question to have to explain the 5 positive health practices that can make you feel comfortable at work. Okay, so try to see here, we have mentioned some on our chalkboard, but of course, you can even add so many, but these are the health habits or the health practices in which somebody can do to be more successful and comfortable at work. Okay, so dear students, thank you for today. It was of great time to be with you. Hope we shall meet next time. See you.